Welcome to episode 2 of the Fasting Podcast. We're covering basics of fasting made easy, and our podcast is featuring wellness and optimal weight. Wow, our favorite word. Join our co-host, Julie Phillips, myself, and the amazing Kimberly Jansen, both certified natural health professionals with a combined experience of over 4 decades. In our weekly episodes, you'll discover simplified approaches, little-known facts, insights from the wellness coach perspective, valuable tips, and amazing wellness tools and technologies. And now on to the show. We're going to start with get your metrics. Every single person should get a body composition scale for their household, and they're ultra affordable. We actually have a link to a phenomenal one on our website, which is thefastingpodcastwow.com. There's a link there. This one tells you body fat percent, muscle percent, so many things, but a key one that you really need to know is visceral fat. We had a 100-pound young lady who showed up as high body fat on multiple body composition scales, and her doctor confirmed that it was visceral fat. Even though she looked way too thin, he said it was the visceral fat that can cling to the vital organs, and I think of it as almost smothering them and affecting how well they can work. So regardless of whether you're super thin or not, get your numbers and use the same scale over and over again. So every single solitary person should be into clean lifestyle fasting, not eat whatever you want for a limited number of the days. Absolutely not. You need to get into clean lifestyle fasting. So if you haven't already done so, watch episode 1, the guiding concepts on fasting that explain why even thin people with perfect body composition numbers should incorporate lifestyle fasting as a way of life. And you need to help your body to get used to burning fat, which is the superior fuel. So we call that getting fat adapted, and we'll teach you how to do that. Some people like to say, build up your fasting muscle over time. Like when you're working out, don't jump into something too challenging and give up and feel like you're being stressed and pressured. Ease into it. So we want a flexible, all natural approach that can vary by day, by week, or by event. So if you're just starting in fasting, get in your mind, okay, based on my body composition numbers, which, oh, by the way, the scale might tell you it thinks that you're 20 years older than you really are, when we hope that it will eventually tell you you're 20 years younger than your biological age. So decide in your mind, do I want to go after a moderate correction or improvement mode, or do I want to do it really fast because I'm going to a family reunion or a wedding or something? Or am I thrilled with my numbers and I just want to maintain? So that will help you decide what you're doing. And if you want to go faster and better, we're going to teach you that in the podcast. So it's key to accept fasting as an all-natural lifestyle approach with a very positive mind-body-spirit connection. We don't want to be thinking deprived and tortured and denied. This is a beautiful thing. So stay with us and learn, because this can change your life, even if you have perfect numbers and your body looks perfect and you want to stay that way and not run overheated. So how would you start? For you individually, you're going to choose a time-restricted eating window, and you're going to say, okay, like the cavemen who were maybe lucky if they could even eat on a given day, or then what you're eating now, how could you shorten that and keep your calories in a shorter number of windows to give your body a chance to burn off all those calories, deplete all the stored carbs and sugar glycogen stores in your muscle and liver like we taught about in episode 1, and get around to burning toxin-laden fat. So Kim, can you elaborate and give people some options?
We want this to be successful for you. So what we're outlining is a roadmap to success, and that basically means changing a lifestyle. This is a lifestyle change. We're not promoting a week or 2 weeks or a month or 2 months. We're saying, hey, let's make this a lifestyle change. Let's make this the best it can be, and we're going to be the healthiest we can be. So say, for instance, you've built up now to an 8-hour eating window. That gives you 8 hours where you can consume food. Then you have 16 hours for the body to get rid of toxins, to digest the foods you've eaten, and also to access those stores that are in the liver, that are in the body, and start burning fat, which is exactly what we want to do. Some people say, wow, you know what? I think I want less hours than that to eat because I'm preferring the method of a 1 meal a day. Now, 1 meal a day means you actually eat for 1 hour and then you have 23 hours of fasting. That is always, it's a great way if it's for you, but it's not for everyone. Some people may say, okay, I'll go with 2 meals a day. Now, 2 meals a day, clinical studies have shown you will get the better results from 2 meals a day versus 3 meals and grazing. We want to stick with a regimen that, 1, suits your lifestyle, 2, that's flexible for you, and 3, last but not least, is going to be super, super successful for you. Just remember, keep it flexible and know where the mind goes, energy flows. You can tell yourself, train yourself, I am only going to start eating at this time and I'm going to stop eating at this time, and my body's going to be happy with it. Our brain is so, so powerful. Let's use that to promote even more success for us. Also, measure each and every bit of progress you have, whether it is losing pounds or losing inches. So remember to measure yourself before you're starting. Okay, some people say, I want to do a 24-hour fast once a week. Great. Go noon to noon or go 6 p.m. to 6 p.m. That way you're still consuming on both days. Now, there have also been lots of success with water fasting. Julie, tell us all those details because I know you are a veteran at that.
Wow, Kim, I was just flabbergasted. A couple of years ago, I attended a cancer convention with natural holistic doctors, and multiples of them were talking about using an extended water fast to help people with that serious health challenge. And I was shocked and delighted with what the body can do when you put it into a survival mode and make it feel desperate, so to speak. So every single person should understand the power of the extended water fast for multiple days, because the powerful water fast, even if you never tackle it in your life, no problem. You unequivocally know people with serious goals to turn their health around that they're maybe have been praying about. So with the extended water fast, so many magical things happen. At a certain point along the way, the body sort of flips the switch and goes into recovery mode. Oh, well, Johnny isn't feeding me, so I guess I really better do everything I can do to help him survive and thrive. And it will actually turn on a switch called autophagy. And autophagy was not a popular concept until 2016, when the medical Nobel Prize winner won the prize. His name is Dr. Yoshinari Osumi, a PhD, and autophagy in Latin means literally eat thyself. So what's the body do in autophagy, which can start happening in a relatively short number of days? The body can then, while it's seeking out and destroying bad cells, abnormal cells, tumors and cysts, old wasted muscle, it also starts scavenging for nutrients to feed the body, vitamins, minerals, good omega fats, protein, peptides, things like that. And while it's doing it, it now can continue and actually lead and cause the body to now start reacting and activating stem cells in the body Nobody's injecting anything in the body here. This is your own body doing its survival thing to create these active stem cells that can become any kind of cell they need to be to help fix your body. And the body can also start turning on your human growth hormone for youthfulness, which can protect your muscle and do all kinds of things to help you. And there's so many other factors we'll teach you in a separate episode, but a key concept here, if you remember episode 1 with the guiding concepts on fasting, you have to watch this because you will learn that when the body starts burning this toxin-laden fat, while, by the way, it's helping to rest your poor cells and pancreas and insulin resistance challenge, you're going to get twice as much energy as when you burn a gram of carb or protein. You're going to get improved appetite and cravings, which usually kicks in about the third day. And besides removing the toxins, you're also now helping to change the whole body composition and giving the brain and body the superior fuel of ketones instead of sugar glucose. Amazing. So we're going to teach you a lot of things people don't teach, because as wellness coaches, we understand what's happening with the parasites and the yeast overgrowth candida world. So watch for that future episode, but be very careful because not all people should be fasting, especially, so you would always have to check with your doctor if you have medical challenges like blood sugar, blood pressure. They usually don't recommend pregnant, nursing, young children, eating disorder, and super thin people under 5% body fat. So we'll teach you more later. Everyone should know the magnificent benefits possible. So Kim, in fasting world, hardly anybody that we've seen is really teaching the importance and the real facts about hydration. So can you share some of the basics with us?
Plentiful, pure water. And guess what? Doesn't come in a plastic bottle. That's going to be a next episode that I want you guys to tune into. How much water do we need each day? Half our body weight. So put it simple form, 160-pound person, you're going to need approximately 80 ounces of water. Okay? Easy to do that math. Why do we need water, and why do we need it away from our meals? So we need water for hydration, of course, and also to help to eliminate toxins, to dilute those toxins and flush them from the body. Why away from meals? Because water tends to dilute our enzymes. We want the enzymes in our food to help us to process that food, to assimilate all those nutrients that's in the food that we're consuming. We don't want to dilute it. So away from meals. So many people say, oh, I'm hungry, I'm hungry, I'm hungry. Guess what? You're probably dehydrated, and you're thirsty. Again, it's going to help not only hydrate the body, but also flush out toxins. And when the body is free of toxins, in turn, it is more productive. It does more of what we need to have a healthy body. 3 most abundant elements in the human body: carbon, oxygen, and hydrogen. So molecular hydrogen water, huge plus. They actually refer to molecular hydrogen water as healing waters. We're going to talk more about that in another episode, so stay tuned. Again, hydration is super important. Our bodies, depending on if you're talking about a child, a baby, or an adult, or different organs in the body, 60% and upwards, okay? We need to keep that replenished at all times. Thank you so much for listening to today's episode of the Fasting Podcast. Please check out our episodes, whether it's through podcast or on YouTube, thefastingpodcastwow.com. We also have links for 2 expert doctors that are talking about our amazing Wellness and Optimal Weight program, the WOW program. Go to lifeboatdoctors.com. We thank you so much for joining us today. We ask you to tune in every week to the Fasting Podcast. We so appreciate you. And if you love what you're hearing, please share it with your family and friends. If you know people that need to hear this, share us. Also, show us a little bit of love and give us a review on iTunes.
Think positive and stay focused, because where the mind goes, energy flows.